No jokes, no screwing around, no worries, no problem. Just football. A couple of guys talking football, grateful for the opportunity. Week 18, Damar Hamlin's doing better. Patriots at Bills, win and you're in. I'm happy to have you here. Let's talk a little football on your favorite weekly show where
You can see the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
I guess someone helped us fuck around, and now it's time to find out. Fitzy, Dakota, Week 18, dick pics. Let's go. What's happening, hot stuffs? Your old pal, Nick Fitzy Stevens at FitzyGFY, alongside the cash bomb himself, Steve Decoder Happis, just a couple of knuckleheads from the South Shore of Boston who love getting together to talk football and have some fun on our weekly stream that we call Dick Pics. And this week, Dakota, I would like to remind everyone, as always, we're sponsored by, or at least in part brought to you by our friends at Underdog Fantasy. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com now or download the Underdog app. Use promo code FITZY, up to $100 match back on your initial deposit. I got some props on Week 18, a wild Week 18 that, let's be honest, we didn't even think was possibly going to be here. It was in the balance a couple of days ago, and quite frankly, it didn't matter. It just plain didn't matter. Our eyes were on a much greater prize, that being, of course, the health, well-being, and recovery of Bill safety Damar Hamlin. No one ever saw anything like that. I think we all thought it might be possible one day. I like to sort of describe it as the one Joker card in a Vegas stack of a million cards that the NFL had been playing with for years. And it came up. And thanks to the miraculous work of a couple of medical training staffs who did their job, especially that guy, Denny Kellington, who is maybe the most popular man in America right now. Looks like Damar Hamlin is on the road to recovery. This morning, he actually started FaceTiming with his teammates. So, Dakota, I ask you, just like I've asked everyone else that I've spoken to this week, where were you? What happened? How'd you feel? And do the Patriots lose by only 100 on Sunday?
So let me take these in chronological order. I was at Encore Casino at the time. I was at Fratelli's eating dinner at the bar. And as soon as I saw him go down, don't forget, people in real time you couldn't understand what happened. You saw the big hit.
Shout out Rad Rob, who's watching live on YouTube right now, our executive director of technical assistance. Hey guys, holy shit, Fitzy. With Damar able to talk now, the Pats have a someone needs a little sugar hit. Negative 1,000,000% chance to win. We'll get to that and how awkward it's going to be to root for the Patriots. Oh my God, Marcus Hanna, what are you on? And do you have some extra for me watching live on YouTube? Pats over the Bills by 30. Get out of here. All right, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so right away, we didn't think it was, there wasn't anything until all of a sudden they stopped play and then they showed the replay. Because in real time, you didn't see him stand up and then kind of fall back down. It was only after they had halted play.
Right.
And as soon as it happened, I turned, to someone I was with. I go, that's not good. That's not a concussion. I said right away. And, we're hopeful after, 15 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes go by. But once this thing dragged on and you saw the expressions on the faces of the players, at that point, you knew it was critical. All I could think about was, oh my God, this guy might die on the field. That's all I could think about. And I'm like, the last thing that anyone wants, including the guy himself, is to someone to die on a football field. And
we've all jested, and I think we've all said to each other at some point in whatever circle of friends, restaurant, home, at the game, on the radio, wherever. I think I first thought it 15 years ago maybe even, I don't know, might have been watching a Bengals game. And I swear to goodness, that stadium is cursed between Carson Palmer's knees being taken out there, Tua this year, obviously now Damar Hamlin, Antonio Brown, Ryan Shazier. Like, they might want to swing a wrecking ball to that stadium and start over, because that place is cursed. But we've all sort of said to one another, like, given how brutal this game is, we might see somebody like meet their maker on the football field. And you don't say it in a light tone. It's just, it's possible. And who would have thought on a play like that, where T. Higgins delivers a blow, a tackle, a hit that I won't say is innocuous, because it's a 6'4", 230-pound man.
T. Higgins received the hit.
Yeah, actually, that's true. It was kind of like a mutual collision.
Right. I mean, T. Higgins is just clinching. He can see the hit coming, and he braced for it, just to protect yourself a little bit more. But I will say this. I thought when it went on for that long, a half hour, 45 minutes, that was the end. I honestly thought they would just that was my feeling, like, oh my God. And I thought once they put them in the ambulance, the only thing they're going to do is just pronounce him dead, at the hospital, even though they didn't want to pronounce him dead at the field.
They were putting on a little bit of a show, like, let's go through the CPR, get him in the ambulance, and we'll get him there to try to allay some concerns, regardless of whether or not we play the game. Thank God calmer and cooler heads prevailed, and they canceled the game, regardless of what an inconvenience it is from scheduling.
Knew right away when you seen Josh Allen go like this and players crying. I knew right away they're not playing the game. There is no way, no how, and everything else was just like an exercise protocol because of lack of communication at that time. And then once you saw the coaches get together, you knew they were like, yeah, we can't play football, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, so here's so on my end, I finish up radio. I had the Mac Jones interview on WEEI on Monday. I'll get to that in a little bit. Long drive back to
hold on 1 second. Rob, brings up something, and he's trying not to get political, but I will say this.
No.
Whether he has myocarditis or not, that can just be caused by COVID. It doesn't have to be caused by the vaccine. You can get COVID and still get that. Now, correct. Whether or not he was vaccinated or not is irrelevant. If it was myocardial, whatever it is, there's no way to prove myocarditis there's no way to prove whether he got it from having COVID or got it from the vaccine. So we're never going to know. Let's move past it.
Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter a flying flip, fudge, or fun bag, whether or not he was vaxxed, unvaxxed, had a pre-existing condition, not, or if it was just that comio mortis, comio cordis, whatever they call it, where a human being receives a blunt force trauma in between rhythms, which causes the heart to stop going. Andy Hart told me on the radio this week, it's actually far more common in baseball, where you get hit by a line drive or a really fast pitch, and especially in lacrosse, because that wrecking ball comes at you sometimes over 100 miles an hour, so much so that players now wear these heart protectives.
You see it in youth. In youth sports, they wear these protectors. Right. I remember 10 years ago,
you don't want to wear a jock protector. You don't want to wear a heart protector. Fine, that's on you. But if something, God forbid, happens, that's on you. But to your point, who cares? Go ahead, finish your story.
Yeah, I don't know where it was at, but even so, I remember 10 years ago, I seen it in youth sports. My kids were all young, and I started to see the youth sports almost require. It's almost at the same time the softball, people were getting hit in the face, right? They made them wear face protectors. And the only thing that we know, and we're not doctors, right, is that from what we were able to, I guess, get educated from doctors on TV, is that rare instance, that split millisecond issue with that trauma to the area that caused him to stop breathing.
Right.
And that's it. And that could happen with airbags. It's been reported that has happened with airbags before. I've heard it. If you get hit with an airbag at that same moment, you have that opportunity to go into cardiac arrest.
Let's great point in the just in general as to how this happens, and it could, God forbid, it could happen to any of us. I'm not likely to get hit by T. Higgins on a football field anytime soon, or to collide with a 6'4", 230-pound man. But There was the Jerry Lawler incident, the wrestler who got hit in the chest in the wrestling ring, then jumped out at an event, was commentating and passed out. Chris Pronger was one of the first people to tweet out, like, I know there's a good chance this guy can survive. I would know because this is what happened to me. He got hit with a puck in the chest, which was crazy in 1998. Almost died. And then Bill Belichick spoke yesterday to great extent. He almost sounded robotic at his presser yesterday, but I think it was because of the gravity of the recall, remembering what happened to Reggie Brown.
Fitzy, do you remember that? Do you remember?
No, that's one of the rare WTF where were you NFL moments I don't remember.
I mean, I remember the Dennis Bird. I remember Shazier. I remember like most of all that I don't remember. So my guess is when it happened, you know, there's obviously no social media in 1997, right? And I just think
it was called going to your friend's house.
Yeah, I just think probably at that point in time, the scene on the field, it's much like a streaker, and you know, they just don't show it. So probably back then there was very little footage. They stepped away from live coverage, probably went to a lot of commercials, so there wasn't really a lot of videotape on it. That's my guess. I haven't even gone on YouTube to kind of look at it, but the reason that we watched every game in 1997 just like we watched every game in 1992, and I think we would have remembered a guy having cardiac arrest on the football field in 1997. So it never got to us. I don't even think I ever even heard of it.
Shout out Jordan Watson, one of my faves, one of the regulars here and in the Six Rings podcast community. Absolutely shout out. I mentioned Denny Kellington right off the top. Shout out to the Bills trainers and medical staff. Beyond phenomenal job. Heroes work. They're just going to tell you that they were doing their job. But the job that they did, like, imagine you are ready. You are training, you are preparing for the one moment. Like, they are the people you don't ever want to see. I don't want to see the fire department leave as much as the kids love watching the fire trucks race by the house. I don't want to see the police going 90 miles an hour past me on the Mass Pike. I don't like, there are all these things. I don't want to know how good the doctors are at UMass, at Mass General, at Dana-Farber, et cetera. But it's great to know that they're there just in case. And this guy's training, I guess he used to be with Syracuse. He moved on to the Bills. To be able to get in there and administer perfect CPR training and use the AED within 1 minute's time, and then to actually intubate him, restart the heart, get the oxygen flowing in his body so that he suffers no organ failure, that the ticker is rolling again, and that there's no cognitive damage. That was my biggest fear.
Sure.
I was like, oh my God, they saved the man's body. Oh, please don't let him, like,
yeah.
Here's a guy with a heart of gold who's a good football player and means a shit ton to his community and now America.
If he got his function back, the sooner you get your function back. And I remember I started going on and researching about what happens, and I knew right away, based upon me trying to get educated on the situation, that they put him in the induced coma, they cool his body, it's a 72-hour period. So I knew that from that midnight when they put him into that induced coma, that they wouldn't know any responses and that was neurological or cognitive or whatever after 72 hours. And that was, again, yesterday, I believe, was the 72-hour mark, or even this morning. I forget when that window is, but that's when they basically reheat your body, wake you back up, and then start giving you tests, you know, all the functionality. So, I mean, that's pretty scary to begin with, right? That they actually go and cool your body to put you in this, and they put you in an induced coma. Like, nobody wants to go into an induced coma.
No. I mean, I might want to after the Bills win by 100 on Sunday, but that's
so. You know, here's the thing. You know how I am. I'm so anti-Mac. Like now, the contrarian in me.
This is not the time. We're not doing Mac versus Apple.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, the biggest supporters of the Patriots are all now coming out and saying they're going to get demolished. Like, these are the hardcore supporters. And now I hear it with you that's saying they're going to get steamroaded. Like, maybe the Patriots can get an upset here.
First of all, that's I hold on. Give me a second because I need to actually hold on one second. I need the Pats are gonna get. This is a new word that you just made up that I'm absolutely.
Oh God, I don't even know what I said.
Okay, so here's what you said. You meant to say the Pats are going to get steamrolled and the Pats are going to get railroaded, and you said the Pats are going to get steamroaded.
That's too funny.
That's amazing. That is my favorite new incidental Freudian portmanteau.
Steamroaded.
Jim, watch out. The Pats are one play away from getting steamroaded out here. Holy shit, that was amazing.
That's like my face, your book,
Snap face, you book, etc. So that was amazing. All right, so well, by the way, dear everyone, we need these laughs. It's okay to talk football. I'm so glad you guys came out here and that people have been tuning back into the radio, watching TV, re-engaging in social media in a more positive capacity. I know it's not going to last that way forever, and obviously we'll go back to our miserable, self-loathing, mean tweeting selves in a matter of days, hours, or moments. But that said, the unity in the country, the unity in the NFL community, mass media, and more this week has been awesome. The reason why everyone says the Pats are going to get, quote, steamroaded is because, just think about it. Okay, even if the Bills are the Bills versus the Patriots.
First of all, I don't go on Pornhub. It's UJIS. I found that to be better than Pornhub. For all you people out there,
I'm with you, Rad Rob. We might have to get hashtags. That's it. That's our new first official hashtag of this knucklehead parade of a show. Steamroaded.
I love it.
So from now on, whenever each week, Dakota, whenever you have a team you think that's going to get absolutely obliterated, you have to have, it's going to be Dakota's steamroader of the week. Okay.
Oh my God.
All right. So first, Bills. Better team than the Patriots. They've won 5 of the last 6, 3 straight AFC East. Obviously, the 24-10 Thursday night affair a few weeks ago wasn't even that close.
Yeah.
2, the Bills, now with this wonky AFC playoff picture, are playing for an AFC championship appearance, a Super Bowl. Hell, I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I mean, you want to talk about
Buffalo?
Yeah. Oh, God.
I mean they're probably going to have to now, right, with all this.
I'd be mad at them if they don't now that they have this emotional uplift. But they're playing for, if you guys didn't hear, basically what's going to happen is if Kansas City and Buffalo or Buffalo and Cincinnati make it to the AFC Championship with equal records, they're going to play the AFC Championship on a neutral site. They haven't announced where yet because the vote needs to be approved today by all 32 owners, or 24 out of 32.
Yeah.
Now you add to that them coming together to support their team. The emotional team that returned to practice yesterday was all smiles, got the positive updates on Hamlin. Now Hamlin can speak. So you know he's probably going to record some message from the hospital. They're going to play on the Jumbotron Sunday. And Bills Mafia are the craziest motherfuckers on planet Earth to begin with. And you're going to have Denny Kellington and the Bills medical staff taking the field on Sunday before the game. And even the Patriots are probably going to feel bad for trying. I mean, like, it feels weird. Of course you root for the Patriots. Of course, if they win, you hope it's a clean game, a good game, and Bill Belichick's best defensive game plan since Super Bowl 53 or the AFC Championship against the Chiefs. All that being said, like, there's the possibility Buffalo is off kilter, and like the emotions are almost too much for them for a while.
Too much emotion
in the first half of a Super Bowl, like too emotional, too geeked up. Or there's a chance they literally set up a brick wall at the end of the tunnel. Josh Allen runs through it.
Yeah.
The Bills follow him on the field, and they make 47-17 look like a warm-up in a JV football game at Weymouth High.
So here's what I think. For one, I like being the contrarian. Nobody's given the Patriots a chance. Now, I would not normally give the Patriots a chance. I'm not even
contrarian.
I'm not even giving the Patriots a chance. But I will say this: Mac Jones still this year has not won a game for the Patriots, so he's due, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots, the last time they went to Buffalo, they won, right?
No, the second to last time they went to Buffalo, they played a rugby match.
Playoff game doesn't count. Playoff game doesn't count.
Playoffs? It doesn't count.
All right, I guess that throws away that. Either way, Mac Jones is due, and you know how like certain people like to shut me up. If Mac Jones wants to shut me up, and all his Mac Jones,
just like that, it's super fun. It's like it's such a good time. No one even bought that view. And by the way, I'd like to remind everybody, with a super chat on YouTube of $2 or $5, I will shut Dakota up for up to 30 seconds. And I will broadcast your message to our wide viewing audience here on Dick Picks Week 18. Thanks, Dakota. Now, as you were saying, friend?
So not only did I come up with the word vute, I've now have steamroaded. So and texlation, and I was the first to come up with texlation, which we already talked about many times before.
Come on, I mean, Mac is due. Yeah, he's due to bag groceries at Roach Brothers.
Well, whatever. Listen, the guy sucks. He's not an NFL. He's not. I don't care who the offensive coordinator is. I'm beyond it. I told everybody I'm still rooting for the Patriots, despite me not liking the quarterback. Okay.
Okay.
So
who says no, by the way, too. Patriots 27, Bills 26. Nick Folk with 9 field goals.
that could happen. No, wait a minute. How many? I don't think they get enough drives for that to happen. Either way, listen, anything could happen. Josh Allen, I saw go into the Meadowlands in New York and throw terrible picks to like seeing ghosts. So maybe Josh Allen. And by the way, 2 plays before Hamlin went down, Josh Allen got rolled up on. And I'm like, oh, there's the injury that the Patriots needed to Josh Allen. We don't even know if his foot is 100% because it was ankle, his shin. He might come out after the adrenaline and be limping around, and all of a sudden Josh Allen goes down. And then you got, who's their backup? Casey Keenum?
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum.
Here's a long-distance dedication that goes out to Steve Dakota Happus in Braintree. It reads, Dear Dakota, try not to get steamroaded this Sunday. Now let's play.
Fitzy, do you know how
build this city?
So do you know how like presidential candidates, they have like a writer for them, like a speech writer and everything, or a campaign writer?
Yeah, if E-Date makes you any money,
No.
I might,
what I want to know is you would be a great writer for like Casey Keenum or Casey Keenum, whatever that guy was on the America's Top 40, right? Because there was a big monologue to that. It's kind of like Sean Grandy in his opening Celtics takes. I think he spends 3 hours writing an opening monologue.
Real quick, and he's amazing at him too. A lot of the great sports radio hosts,
Grandy's
broadcasters,
great. Yeah,
come out. It's like scripting the first 15 plays of the game. Just want to answer Greg Donahue's question.
Casey Kasem. There we go.
Anyone know what the weather is going to be like on Sunday?
35
Indeed,
degrees.
I looked it up.
35.
That's right. The forecast Sunday, according to AccuWeather, sunny, clouds, high of 34. The emotional index score is 1,000. It's going to be, whoa, holy smokes.
What's that?
Wow, Denora, thank you so very much. A $20 super chat. Win or lose, the best games are the ones where there are no injuries to anyone on either team. Big heart, go Pats. I mean, geez, Louise, that was so generous and kind of you. Thank you. It's an honor to bring you this knucklehead parade of a live stream that is Patriot-centric, football at heart, and always of the best intentions. Thank you
That's
very
awesome.
much.
And can I
we appreciate you. Couldn't agree more, and go
Fitzy, I need to bring something back, and I think you tweeted about kind of this the other day, maybe it was yesterday, about clam chowder and what was the Mara Healy, what would she name as like the Massachusetts state food? And I think the everybody voted for clam chowder. And as you know, I have never tasted clam chowder, and there is an existing ongoing bet that I have with you and the audience here, is that if the Patriots make the playoffs and Mac Jones leads them there, that means he has to complete this game. We'll live stream out me trying clam chowder probably from Davio's in the Seaport. That's my guess.
So wait a second. If the Patriots win on Sunday,
they make the playoffs.
You will. If the Patriots make the playoffs,
yep,
you will go to Davio's and you will choke down your first
clam chowder. Yep.
Clam chowder.
Yeah, you have to be there with me. I mean, we have to. We'll do a Thursday if your schedule works. We'll find a time to be at lunch at Davio Seaport, and I will taste clam chowder while we're doing one of these things live from the Seaport.
I love it. Phil Podolsky, Pats 27, Bills 24. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, let me real quick check in, actually, Dakota, on hold on one sec. Where is it? I put it out last night. Tweeted this out last evening. As one of her is the newly sworn in governor, Mara Healy should choose which as the state food of Massachusetts. Currently, with 9 hours left in the poll, 1,500 votes in, clam chowder has 52% of the vote, followed by South Shore bar pizza and steak tips, each at 18%, North Shore beefs at 12%. A couple votes for others. My favorite vote for other, by the way, it's a tough disagree. The Fribble from Friendly's.
They're bankrupt, though. I don't even think that's around. They'd have to revive that company. Right.
There's a few left. They're kind of like, there aren't nearly as many as they used to be. Like eating at them a couple of years ago was kind of a sad proposition. The food was always grease-tastic and very tasty with the crinkle cut fries and the greasy patty melts and whatnot. But you can still find a few, and you can buy their ice cream at Stop and Shop, Shaw's, Roach Brothers, Market Basket. But there's nothing like going in and getting like a thing of like the peppermint stick around the holidays. That's a top 5 ice cream for me. And not just because it like reminds me, food is like the greatest immediate connection. Food and sports memories are the greatest immediate connection to like people, love, childhood and such. But peppermint stick, holy shit, man. That is so good. Someone just said, hey, Greg Donahue bringing great comments this week. I used to work at Brigham's.
Which one, though? Which one? Which Brigham's? That's what I want to know.
Remember when Brigham's actually had like the diner and you could go in and get a like quality burger? I mean, if you could see through all the cigarette smoke.
I remember where the first one was. The first one was in Quincy, right on Beale Street in Quincy. I used to go there as a kid.
When my mom used to go make a run for pharmaceuticals and some goods at like the Osco drugstore in Quincy, right by Quincy Center, because the Osco used to be like actually kind of a department store, not just a pharmacy. They had a Brigham's built in. And if I behaved myself the whole time and didn't act like a jackass in the shopping cart, I could get a cone at Brigham's. Oh, my God.
Did you get Jimmy's on it?
Oh, what are you, nuts? Of course. If you don't get Jimmy's, do you even Brigham's, bro?
No, you have to get Jimmy's. Did you get the colorful ones or the chocolate?
No, those are rainbow sprinkles.
Oh, so wait a minute. Hold on a second. You call them rainbow sprinkles, but you don't call Jimmy sprinkles like chocolate sprinkles, because everybody in the rest of the country calls those sprinkles. We call them Jimmy's.
Yes, I was going to say only in Massachusetts where we have to do everything different. Like, do you guys use a regular sized bowling ball? No, we use this stupid little hard softball and we have these duck pins. What do you guys like? Ribeyes or strip? Oh, we eat steak tips. What kind of soup do you guys like? Lentil or chicken noodle? We like this one full of clams and bacon fat.
And we have rotaries. We call them rotaries instead of turnabouts.
And when you're traveling on 95 South, you're actually going north. For 93 South, you're actually going north.
That is the best thing ever. That you could be traveling, going north on 93 North, but be going south in a direction.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Guy on the right looking like Trevor Bauer after a bender. Which one is that? Oh, is that Dakota?
Oh, I think I'm on the right. Hey, I'll take Trevor Bauer. I've gotten Lou Merlone, beating up Lou Merlone.
I want to be compared as long as you're not like Trevor Bauer in the sack. Jeez.
Well, didn't he get exonerated?
Not really.
I thought. I don't know.
Nah, that's kind of Well, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that one alone. We'll just watch.
Okay,
we'll just gently put that one down by the side of the road.
Maybe because we talked about Pornhub and UGIs earlier today.
Yeah. Yes, but no, they still call them Jimmy's, even though they've been rebranded sprinkles for all of the odd or obnoxious, if not potentially racial connotations to that. I mean, like it just.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Massachusetts is going to Massachusetts.
So they changed it because of a racial connotation. Our food.
I do believe so.
Wow. Okay. All right. Jason Veritek, huh? It looks like a slow kid drinking.
What's going on here? My guy's drinking.
Slow kid. I don't think that's politically okay.
That's why we don't mention it, dipstick. You leave it in the. You don't have to read every comment that's potentially offensive. Jeez. Do you even live stream, bro? We've been doing this for like 4 months now.
Well,
anyone who watched the show or anyone who worked in a kitchen before or watched the show, The Bear, knows this is how all culinary staff enjoy their beverages when they're working with the 32-ounce soup container. So, no, I'm actually drinking a little recovery drink right now.
Yeah.
So that later on tonight.
Where are you going tonight?
My favorite place. It's the Living Room Cafe. It's awesome. I got great movies in there.
Like in Connecticut, though, right?
No, it's just I got a ton of good. You know what I'm watching right now?
No, is it in Connecticut? No, wait. Where are you going?
In the living room. I just called it the Living Room Cafe.
I was like, wait a minute. There was a living room in the Seaport. Not the Seaport, but in Boston. You ever been to the bar, the Living Room?
All right.
There was a living room.
Everyone, for the playoffs, I'm auditioning for new co-hosts that actually.
Well, I may not survive after I eat that clam chowder.
So. Yeah. No,
I may have allergic reaction to it. Hey, I want to do a shameless plug. I want to do it.
I just want to. Real quick. The answer is yes. Andor, it's the best show I've seen since Mando premiered a couple of years ago.
I just got
unbelievable.
I just got done watching The Recruit Awesome. Netflix. The
Oh, really?
Recruit.
Haven't seen that.
It's 9 episodes, season 1. Great show.
Okay,
really good.
I'll swap you a recommendation. Dakota likes The Recruit. I'm watching Welcome to Wrexham, which is the show. It was on FX last summer. WREXHAM. It's a docu-series. Very funny. Great for sports fans, especially if you like soccer, which I do. Soccer, football with an F and a U. So basically, Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Ryan Reynolds bought this failing, relegated Welsh soccer team. And it's a series about how they try to get them unrelegated and back up to like far from the EPL, but like to relevant competitive play. It's awesome. It is absolutely awesome.
On Netflix or Amazon Prime or?
If you can probably pull up all the episodes on demand via your cable provider because it was on FX, but you can also watch it on Hulu. Thank you, Jason. Welcome to it's so freaking good. So good.
All right, back to my shameless plug. I have some homework for the audience, okay?
Actually, Denora, who gave us $20, says she wants to.
Hey, that's a start. That's more than you got from me. All I can send you is some free swing juice swag, okay?
might have to have Denora on for a show.
So I have some homework for the audience. As you can see, my T-shirt's changed behind me. So I've been involved.
Plug in homework. Go ahead.
Yep. So eDate, my company, we just launched a new dating app. I think I might have mentioned this before. It's in both Apple or Android app stores, and it's called eDate. It combines online dating with virtual slots. So basically, you spin to win like instant things and also your matches. Okay. So there's like the interface right there if you're on the app, and there's 6 people that are in my area, and I get 10 spins every day for free, and I can go in, and I just won something. Here's I won unlocked photos. So anyways, I can collect my reward. So I basically gamified online dating, and I want anybody that's single and wants to check this thing out, because I do want people's feedback on how to improve the product, if there's any bugs at all, and what you guys think of it. I think this can be a game changer in the space, and I want to know what you guys think. So install the eDate app on your phone, and next time that we hook up or message me on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, let me know what you think. Let me know if anything's broken. Let me know that you like it or hate it, and maybe what we can improve the product with. So
eDate, where we encourage slotty behavior.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. Slotty behavior. I like that.
Slots welcome.
Yeah, well, actually, there's this girl. Well, hold on. Let's see. Check out her profile.
All right, we don't need to get Tina on. Tina's a very nice-looking lady. What are you doing? I'm just broadcasting this woman's profile.
I'm just going to send her a like.
Did she consent? Oh, you're married. What are we doing?
Well, she knows that I'm not married officially yet. I'm only engaged. And that's like engaged in name only. I always tell her that. I'm an INO, engaged in name only.
You're an
she doesn't. She doesn't watch these anyways.
It's all fun. I know. Yeah, who are we kidding? She doesn't watch these.
No, I'm dead serious though.
Let's get down to task brax, as I like to say, and take a quick look at week 18.
Yep.
I got right here. We'll go with. I got 2 idiotic 3-team teasers because we have 2 games on Saturday, and then we'll get to the Sunday slate, talk Pats Bills before we wrap it up.
Sure.
I want to give you guys this. I know sports gambling is not legal in Massachusetts till the end of January. Mobile's going to go live right before March Madness, so those will be big deals. Hopefully, maybe you and I can get together at the Encore. We'll get together and maybe do a couple
since
at the Encore.
Since I just hit my Pittsburgh over out of nowhere.
Right, I forgot.
So
you guys remember early in the season we did our season total over-unders, and I shit the bed on the Giants not being able to win more than 6.5 games. Dakota put $10,000 on the Steelers winning over 7.5. And last Sunday, Kenny Pickett rolled out and threw a freaking dart to George Pickens for 6, winning the game 16-13. You must have damn near shit yourself.
I did. I was on pins and needles, and I was just happy to even be in a chance that they could have won one out of the last 2 games. And I didn't want to leave it up to Cleveland, because when we get into our picks, that game is involved in my tease of the decade again. So anyways, Fitzy, if I don't blow that money that's in my account right now, then we could maybe figure out what we want to gamble on. Hopefully,
Okay.
I still have that money by the
Yes.
time it's legal here in Massachusetts.
Neil Morrison wants to know, is this the same Dakota from Braintree who put $10K on the Steelers? Yes, it is. He's the same guy that won $20K on the Cardinals last year, then lost that $20K on the friggin' Red Sox not being
Yes,
able
I
to
did.
win
I had the
over
Red
80
Sox over 83.5. I put the
85.5.
Yeah. Was it 85.5?
85. But
Yeah.
dude, the Red Sox should roll out of bed and win 87 games every season. Like that's
I
not
agree.
an
And
excuse.
you know what the
They
sad
roll
thing
like
is?
that.
Is I'm probably going to bet over Red Sox this year because they can't be as bad as they were last year.
No.
So I'm no. I think they're
do
going to
like
have a
the
shot.
Devers signing. It was smart after you lost Bogarts. And by the way, the Devers contract way better than what Bogarts ultimately signed on for. But it never needed to get to that. They could have locked him up for 6 for 160 a year ago at this time. Never let it get to what it did. They fucked around.
Yeah.
They found out. They John Lester 2.0'd it, but at least Devers is here for the remainder of his career. All right, so let's take a look at
I lost,
Uncle Fitz.
I can't hear you,
What's that?
Fitzy.
Oh, you didn't? You know what? Here, log off and come back on. I'll go over my teaser of the week, okay? All right, we'll just go ahead and do that. Dakota had technical difficulties. Did somebody zap his internet? One of you guys out there sharp enough to do that? That'd be pretty funny. Whoa, look at this. That's amazing. Crypto Man 5000. I knew someone who put too large on the Pats in 07 before the season started. What a season. Holy smokes. Whatever their win total was there, they were over it by freaking holy smokes. By the time they got to freaking November. All right, I'm going to give you guys my idiotic 3-team Let's try Dakota one more time.
I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Yeah.
All right, good.
Must have been my Wi-Fi.
It's
I
dude,
guess.
it's internet. Shit happens. All right, I got a Saturday special. We got 2 games on Saturday. A very, very watchable weekend, which we're all extremely grateful to have at our entertaining early January disposal. Week 18 kicks off 4:30 from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Kansas City Chiefs are taking on Stiddy, Jarrett Stidham himself. Jarrett Stidham, Josh McDaniels in the Las Vegas Raiders. And then Saturday night, of course, it's the AFC South Championship. You have the Tennessee Titans, losers of 7 straight, going up against the white-hot Jacksonville Jaguars from Duval. So I offer you this, kids. Fitzy's idiotic Week 18 3-team teaser Saturday edition. I'll take the Raiders getting 9, tease them up to 15. Over Chefs at Raiders, that makes it only 46.5. They'll probably score that in the first half. And then give me the Jags to win outright. They're 6.5-point favorites. All they have to do is win. Just like was said in Rocky 2. Come here, I want to tell you something. Oh, yeah, what's that? Win. That's all they have to do. Win. It's that easy. Dakota,
I'll
free
say
money
this.
right there. You see that on the bottom of the screen? Free
I
money. Take it.
see that,
Take
and
it.
you've been red hot. So what you're going to say is the Jags are going to steamroad the Tennessee Titans. That's what you're saying, right?
The headlines in the Jacksonville Times are in. Jags steamroad Titans take South.
So as it goes to that Kansas City Raider game, I can see if the decision comes down that
Thank you,
no
Steven.
matter what, Kansas City has to play the championship on a neutral site. And I don't know if that happened while we were on the air, but they said they were going to make a decision on that today. I think Kansas City might lose that game. Kansas City might lose the game because
they flirt with fire every week. Mahomes looks completely when you're that talented and you know you're going to the postseason, that's sort of what they do. But dude, look how much the rate last week. McDaniels.
Raiders are good. They were a playoff team. We thought they could have won that division maybe or rivaled Kansas City. And Derek Carr basically sucked.
You do that every week.
Everybody does it. Everybody does it. No, I've heard other people do it. Okay, it's not my fault he has a brother with the same D.
If you did that you know what? Honestly, just for 5 seconds, I'm going to put him in timeout corner. It's not my fault. He has a brother with the same D, with a name that begins with D. You nitwit. What am I going to do? Honestly, what am I going to do with you, dude?
It's not my fault. Okay, it's not my fault.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Twin D's, baby. There we go.
I'm on E-date for the D. Okay. Oh, I'm crying. You guys.
Talk about talk about honestly, just like this is the week we all needed these laughs. Oh, thank God.
I think we needed it. That's why it's coming out. Like it was a very I think it was emotional for the fans too. You know,
absolutely. It's going to be an awesome week. So I think it starts off with a great game on Saturday. Like that's one of those like crack the first beer, get the apps rolling. Yeah. Play some wagers if you get a chance. Like it feels like almost like a playoff game, even though it isn't. And Saturday night's game is officially a playoff game because winning you're in, the other one gets to kick rocks. Pretty much. One slight scenario where the Jags can make it in. But that would require the Jags losing, and then the Patriots, the Dolphins, and the Steelers to all lose. Then the Jags would make it in as the wild card at 8-9. But I think the Jags steamrolled the Titans for sure. Can you believe last week from the Bob Lobel, hey, how come we can't get guys like that department? Stidham, 400 yards of offense, 3 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, his best game in a Raiders uniform. It just makes you wonder, like, damn it, Belichick, when the whole Cam's our starting quarterback.
We're going to be saying the same thing about Zappy when he ends up going to like the San Fran or something else. Going, Jesus, we had Zappy sitting here
goes to
the
New
whole time.
Orleans and becomes the new Drew Brees down there, and you're like,
right?
Yeah, told you.
Yeah, exactly. I love Stidham. I wanted to give the guy a chance, but didn't he have an issue with Bill?
Denora. You just killed. Sorry.
Jags, if the Pats don't make it, win for Uche. Why? Josh Uche?
No. I need to take a quick timeout and say what this is in reference to. So,
okay.
Just over a week ago, a then 38-year-old former offensive lineman of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who had become a YouTube star or was a YouTube star in the making, Uche Nwarne, who I had the chance to do a bunch of live streams with some dudes that have these great NFL channels, and I do them like before the season, before the Super Bowl and such. Had a heart attack and died at the age of 38. This guy, he had personality to spare. He was, funny, magnetic. His face was he was such a big person. Like his face, just like even if he was on wide angle, like his face took up the whole screen. And he had this big laugh, and he had this big voice, and he was a Star Wars nerd, and he was super funny, and he knew his football, and his channel was great, just great, and just sadly passed away. And so, you know what, Denora, thank you again. I'm with you. Pats are out. Jags are the first team I'm going for because I absolutely adored that man. Magnetic personality, good football player, gone too soon. So thank you for that.
So question for you about the Jags.
Yeah.
Do you think they can go to the Super Bowl? Do you think they have a chance? I know they have to beat Tennessee, but to me, they have enough offensive weapons to keep up with a Kansas City or with a Buffalo. But is their defense good enough to stop them? That is the big question. Because offensively,
defense is pretty good.
So then maybe take a shot on Jacksonville to win the AFC?
Okay, there you go. Jason Dodge. Yes, they have. You know who they have on their defense? Someone who I really wanted the Patriots to draft. Utah linebacker Devin Lloyd. He's everywhere. Right. He would have looked damn.
Is he your Zavon Collins?
He's my Zavon.
Zavon.
Yes. He's my Zavon Collins, yes. He's great. They have the other Josh Allen. They got a pass rush. They can cover. The linebackers are good. And
it's a good story.
Trevor Lawrence is dynamite. Trevor Lawrence has been absolutely
and they have my number one off-season acquisition that I wanted I wanted the Patriots to empty the bucket for Kirk because he was the number one ranked slot receiver and he got a boatload from Jacksonville to leave Arizona. And Arizona's offense went downhill without him. I would have loved to seen him in a Patriots offense.
Yeah, he would have looked good in a Pats uniform, especially with the way he played this first year. I thought that deal was bananas. It turned out to actually be a bargain considering what he's done for their offense. And Travis Etienne, stud.
Which early on in the season though, he looked pathetic. Robinson was getting all the touches, and then they traded Robinson to the Jets, and I'm like, well, Etienne's looked like crap. I'm like, you're going to hand it over to Etienne, who hadn't shown anything? And boy, were they right. Because since Robinson got shipped out to the Jets, this guy has stepped in, and I've even picked him a few weeks in DraftKings in my fantasy lineup. So
an answer to Joe McBride. We have Cole Strange. Isn't he better? Now, the need was created by trading away Shaq Mason for Cole Strange. And while he might end up being a good pro one day, Devin Lloyd would have been a perfect Patriot, a quintessential Patriot.
They needed an inside linebacker with speed.
Someone said the audio is bad. Matt L., whose audio is having issues right now? Let me know in the comment section.
Probably mine. If I'm the one that had the bad internet.
Yeah, you may be a little hot as well. Mine's probably pretty. If anyone has any issues with the audio, feel free to let us know. If there's anyone who's too low. Okay. Jeff Stenberg says the audio is fine. Okay. Well, maybe it was just someone else's connection. Thank you. No. All right. Now to my Sunday before we get to Dakota's. Actually, you know what? We'll go to Dakota's Lock of the Week real quick. Dakota's Lock of the Week. It's only his second ever teaser of the decade. Carolina getting 3.5, take them up to 9.5. And Cleveland getting 2 in Pittsburgh in a must-win game for the Stellars to try to make the playoffs. White hot Stellars, no less. You tease them up to 8. All right, explain this one.
So, for one, if you remember, I only do my teaser of the decade once a decade. I did it a few weeks ago, and it won easy. Both games won on the line, and the teaser won easily. So, what I would want to do is I'm going to say this is going to be a new decade, because it is, in a way. It's a starting 10 years from 2023. That Carolina should be able to go into New Orleans and win outright. I would never tease a team that I think didn't have a chance on winning the game. I like the Browns to beat the Steelers, and I like Carolina to beat the Saints. So if I'm going to tease them up just in case I'm wrong with one of them and it's a close game. So
holy, what have you done for me lately? Jeez. Wow, Steelers get you up to 8 wins, and now you're like, yeah, I'm good with you guys.
Yeah, I'm good. Move on from you. Yeah, I got my win. I don't need it. Plus, you know what? In some weird way, the Patriots can still make the playoffs. So we're all going to be rooting for Cleveland anyways, right? Because you need Pittsburgh to lose.
The Patriot fan rooting guide for this weekend, once again, is you root for the Jaguars to beat the Titans.
Yep.
And then you obviously root for the Patriots against the Bills. We'll get to that with our prediction in just a second. Then you root for the Jetropolitans to squish the Fish.
Mike White.
You root for the Browns to beat the Steelers.
And the Pats are in.
And that's it. Even at 8 and 9. How would you? And the funny thing is,
do I still have to eat the clam chowder if they back their way in?
Yes, because playoffs are still playoffs.
Damn.
And here's the funny thing. Here's the crazy thing. The Patriots could lose, still make the playoffs, and they would have to probably go back the next week. If the Chiefs win Saturday, the Patriots would have to go to Buffalo this Sunday, lose, go home, and then go back to Buffalo next week. How do you like them apples?
You okay? I don't want to lose you. God bless you. Gesundheit.
I have what Mac Jones has, affluenza.
Somebody's saying that Mike White is out, so I thought he got cleared by one of the 10 doctors.
Well, yeah, there'll be no white power on Sunday.
So who's playing? Flacco?
Flacco.
Oh, veteran quarterback. Who's playing? Who's the quarterback for Miami?
Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, hey. I don't know. I don't see how Miami's not going to lose that game then. So the Patriots better win.
And now for the Patriots game, straight up, look, we've been joking, jesting, kind of having fun with the obvious idea that Buffalo riding that emotional wave, supporting Damar Hamlin, just the way the fans are going to go crazy. It's going to be an emotional scene. You'll never have seen more media requests to be inside or outside Highmark Stadium at Buffalo. Josh Allen may be playing with a man possessed, just absolutely out of his mind, with power, playmaking ability, focus, strength, and dedication, the likes of which we may have never seen before on an NFL field. Those fans who are already rabid and like the orcs at Helm's Deep in the second Lord of the Rings movie are going to be in such a frenzy, such a supportive, loving, emotional frenzy. It almost makes you wonder, like, how can the Patriots weather that storm? You got to not go down by 2 touchdowns within the first quarter. If they do, game's over. And I'll already be preparing to eulogize the Patriots on the Six Rings postgame show. Well, if they can weather the storm with a healthier defense, speaking of the Ds, Patriots defense will be about as healthy as it's been. Jack Jones is on IR. Marcus Jones is back. Jalen Mills will be back. Jonathan Jones is going to gut it out. Like, you're not going to have all the no-name secondaries and cornerbacks like you did last week against Miami. Bless you, friend. They're just going to have to play tremendous defense, hang in there, weather the emotional storm that is coming their way, and then maybe they have a chance.
And can I say something about this defense? So for those of you that follow me on the Twitter sphere at Dakota Happis, I tweeted out last week how the Patriots have a top 5 defense. I was laughed at, but you know what? The numbers are the numbers. And I just want to recap. I have a couple of sticky notes here because I look at things a little bit differently. There's opponent yards per point. That means something. Pats are 6. See all the other great defensive teams? That shows me that they're right there. The next, opponent's team passer rating. Look at the opponent's team passer rating. The Pats are right there with all those other top defenses. Opponent's points per play. Look at that.
The funny thing is, the fancy networks do this with like 3D graphics. We do it with sticky notes and Sharpies.
But look at that. Opponent's points per play. The eyes tell you the Patriots defense is bad because they're always on the field. But if you look at the numbers, within the numbers, their defense ranks with all the top defenses. Opponent's completion percentage. I've got a couple of more. There they go. They're third. Opponent's completion percentage, 61%. Opponent's points per game. There you go. Pats, 19-4. Fifth place. I've got 2 more. You'll like this one, thanks to Judon in the defensive line. Sack percentage. Sack percentage is how many times the quarterbacks drop back into a passing situation in the sack rate of that. Pats are third. And the last one, yards per play. Look at that. Patriots are right behind San Fran, Philly, the Jets, and Denver, right ahead of Tampa for yards per play. Guys, the Patriots have a playoff defense, top 5 defense. Love their secondary, love their defensive line. Their linebacker speed has improved without Hightower. And if Mac Jones can find a way to get the ball into the end zone 3 times, you need 3 touchdowns by this offense, 3 field goals by Nick Folk, the Patriots will win. There you go.
This has been Dakota's Sticky D, brought to you by 3M.
Sticky D? Wait a minute. You're always laughing at me for Sticky D. Do you get Sticky D?
You use sticky notes and you talked about the D. That's why that was the breakdown.
Or is that Stinky D?
All right. That's, you just took something fun and you made it worse, which is what he always does, and he gets sent to Vute Corner. I think will the Patriots make this game watchable? Yes. Is this going to be competitive? Yes. Do I think the Patriots have a chance if they play their best defensive effort of the year and can score at least 2 touchdowns to keep up with and
3.
maybe pull off a shocking upset?
3. You need
Yes.
3. You need 3. Mac Jones has never beaten the team with the opponent scoring 24. The Bills are going to score more than 24 points. So Mac Jones needs to have his
24 in that Thursday night game, and the Patriots offense played like pan-fried shit.
I get it. So I do have an underdog couple of fantasy props, and I don't know if they have it on there.
I want the Pats to win as much as the next guy, but I got Bills 27, Pats 20. Don't hate me. That's just,
okay. But if you want to hedge the game, I would go over Mac Jones interceptions. It's probably a half, maybe, right? And even if they win the game, he hasn't. Right, yeah, I think going over Mac Jones interception, because this is a playoff game, right? They're going to have to come out and they're going to have to try to score. Mac Jones has been taking a little bit more chances the last few weeks down the field, which he didn't do. So I would bet on a Mac Jones interception over a half. Is it there?
Can I also tell you right now on Underdog, Stidham is only over his this is the game I always love to play, NFL Pick'em. I highly advise you guys, give it a try this weekend. Put $20 in, you'll get $20 back when you use promo code Fitzy. Stidham is only over under 240 and a half passing yards. Devontae Adams, 78 and a half receiving yards. I would bang both of those.
What's the Mac Jones numbers on the game?
I'm looking right now for you. Mac Jones only has 214 and a half passing yards. They don't have an interception prop yet. I'll tell you
does he have a fumble, like a turnover prop for him? No,
not yet. They'll update it as it gets closer to game time. Okay. They're all just making up time because they weren't even sure the game was going to happen. Yep. I would bet on the over under, one of my favorite props of the week. Take the over on Damian Harris rushing yards. He's healthy. Ooh. He got back in the game last week. Only had 9 for 32. He always runs well against Buffalo.
He's a turf. Likes the turf.
I think he's going to be huge in this game on Sunday. So I would take the over under Take the over on
not kicks. Wait a minute.
He is dirty. I mean,
douchey or dirty? You know, Boomer Esiason called him a douche or douchey. He called him douchey.
My question to him on Monday, because I interviewed him Monday on the radio, was, Mac, given that you got guys like Edelman and Will Fork saying they don't like your antics on the field, Boomer called you douchey, and you got 2 FedEx envelopes from the league last week finding you for dirty plays against the Bengals. Are you concerned that you're developing a bad reputation that's going to follow you for a while? And he said, I just got, the guys in the locker room matter the most to me. I know what they think about me, and I just got to be Mac. He even went third person and said, I just got to be Mac.
He's become, before our eyes, Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens used to talk.
Roger Clemens was awesome.
But Roger Clemens used to talk about himself in the third person all the time. So if Mac now has transitioned without beating a starting quarterback, he is the most arrogant MF out there. And I'm not talking about the old Maloney and Fourier.
That's why Channing Crowder said he suffers from affluenza. He's a rich kid who thinks things always go his way. I don't necessarily agree, but the petulance sometimes doesn't rub me the right way either. Let me give you my Sunday edition of the 3-team teaser. There you go, kids. Make some. You take the money I just won you on Saturday. You weigh it all in on this, and you are just swimming in it to start the new year to help pay off all those holiday bills.
Buccaneers. Wow.
Here's why. They're a 4.5 point. They're a 4.5 point road dog. 2 things. Number one, Tom Brady has never lost to the Falcons. If he's not starting, then it doesn't matter.
He's playing a quarter. He's playing a quarter.
But he'll get credit for the start, and that means Tom Brady, number one, will have lost to the Falcons. He doesn't want to lose to the Falcons. He wants to keep that clean record. 2, Tom Brady has never had a losing season. Do you think he wants to have a losing season? Even though they just won the NFC South, which is technically what matters most, he has never been the quarterback of a losing season. I cannot believe Vegas has put this game up like the Buccaneers are.
I don't know.
The Buccaneers are resting their starters.
Don't you think another notch for Brady? So when he retires, you can look back at it. Tom Brady would be the only team ever to go under 500 in the regular season that won the Super Bowl. Because
that's hilarious,
right?
That's hilarious.
Wouldn't that be apropos?
Go ahead and hit your no button on that one. Buccaneers 10.5. San Fran's favored by 14 over the Cardinals, who are starting David Blau. San Fran wants to win the game for their outside. Yes, exactly.
Where's he from? Do you know?
He used to play with. He's like a Michigan State or Central Michigan. He was with the Lions for a while.
Chippewas? Chippewas, Central Michigan.
San Fran +8, and then I like over Rams at Seahawks because I think the Seahawks can score.
Baker Mayfield,
Baker Mayfield. That's right.
Purdue,
America's favorite insurance salesman. He's playing for one more good look to try to get a free agent deal next year. So there you go, kids.
So wait a minute. Hold on a second.
An idiotic 3-team teaser of the weekend.
So Jeff Sternberg in the chat, I guess Blau played for Purdue.
Purdue. Thank you. Okay.
Did you know, and I may have brought this up last year or the year before, did you know, and this was a great trivia question, that the all-time passing yards in the NFL from any college is Purdue?
That's largely.
Purdue has produced the most NFL passing yards. Well, Drew Brees, yes, out of any other college in the NFL. And I think it happened. They broke the record, I think, when Christian Ponder came in many years ago.
He was a Florida State guy, wasn't he?
I thought Ponder. Maybe I'm getting the name wrong, but I thought Ponder played at Purdue as well. And he came in as a backup to on a Monday night game, and they mentioned with those passing yards by Ponder, Purdue became the number
Florida
one.
State. Yeah, Florida State.
Oh, so who was it? No, it wasn't Ponder then. There was a backup that played at Purdue, played for the Colts.
Yep.
That backed up Manning for many years. I just got the name wrong.
I know who you're talking about, and his name has escaped me. But yeah, okay, there's another. Wasn't Orlovsky?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Jeff George, was he a Purdue guy too? Right?
I don't think so.
No. I don't know. Purdue.
But anyway, there's your fun little trip. That's a great one. I'm going to use that one next time I'm down the stadium doing a live talk show.
Yeah, it's Purdue. And I think it was Bob Greasy maybe as well.
College? Wow. There you go.
Len
you
Dawson.
Learn a little something. You learn a little something fun every week here on the old Dick Picks.
What did you learn? Oh, that one about Purdue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't forget the takeaway of the week.
Chase Daniels. That's who it was. Chase Daniels.
No, he's an Iowa Hawkeye.
Wow. Who is the
Appreciate
backup
that,
for
though.
Purdue? Where is our?
I'm gonna let you steamroad off into the great unknown because I got some errands, chores, and other things.
Okay,
just at the
fine.
1 hour
All right.
mark. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fine.
I
Any
get
final
it.
thoughts, Dakota, before we bid our awesome audience fare thee well on the regular season? Yes, we'll do playoff editions of the Dick Picks, keeping the good times rolling. Mostly just because we're gonna need to win back all the money that we tried to win you during the season, and then some. Curtis Painter.
Yeah, that's who it is. That's the backup.
Chase Daniel was Mizzou.
Right. It was Curtis Painter. I mean, I gotta get some credit. Curtis begins with a C. Chase begins with a C. Daniel, Painter. They're kind of the same thing.
As long as it's not a D. There you go, right there.
Yeah.
They have to
Breeze.
play a perfect game. John Langlois. I couldn't agree more about the Patriots. And there you go. From Glenn Smith, right here alone. Drew Brees, Bob Greasy, and the great Len Dawson.
Yeah.
Oh, Tiffany, thank you so much. Great stream, guys. Thank you for watching and hanging out with us the whole time. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank God for the Buffalo Bills training staff. Thank God for the people at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center for saving that young man's life, bringing him back around, and giving him a chance to live a full life. I'm not even concerned about him playing it down in football ever again. He's an important member of that team, the community, and Earth. And I wish him nothing but the best. Plus, they gave us a chance to have a laugh, smile, get together, tell the people we love, care about, and beyond that we love them, that we like spending time with them. I wouldn't feel comfortable giving Dakota an unnecessary view like that if Damar Hamlin wasn't feeling better these days. So I'm thankful for that and so much more. This has been a ton of fun. It's going to be a great weekend of football. Enjoy, everybody. Enjoy it. We'll be back next week. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you so much.
Patriots win. Patriots win. Clam chowder. Here we come.
Let's go. Chowder. Yeah, here we go. For Dakota, this is Fitzy. Thanks, guys. I'll see you Sunday, or I'll talk to you Sunday on the Six Rings postgame show right after Pats at Bills on EEI. Until then, take care. God bless. Go Pats. And as always, go fuck yourselves.